Hey everyone, welcome to another sip and share. I'm actually having tea, so I'm going to pour that while I chat with you. It's been a little bit since I did a sip and share. Just because I took a little bit of a vlog break, but if you want to know more about that, then look back at the last vlog, I think it was. I kind of talk a little bit about why I took a bit of a break, or why you haven't seen me for a little bit, or why. I don't know. I don't even know if you guys noticed. I think you did, because I'm so behind on videos. But anyway, we're catching up. Today, you're actually seeing this video on the day, so it's Wednesday, and you're seeing it Wednesday night. So that is nice. I'm having what kind of tea am I having? English breakfast, which is one of my favorite teas, with cream and honey. Okay. So I decided to bring back something I used to do. This is something like a journal prompt I've been doing for years, and I brought it to videos, and I don't know if anybody even remembers this, but I used to share like a currently thing. So I'm going to chat with you guys about what's been kind of happening, give you a bit of an update, and just like talk about my life like I normally do in these videos, and then I'll do the little currently series at the end just to bring it back and revive it, because I think it mixes it up a little bit. So let's dive right in. So this is not 8 hours long. Okay, for life updates, you guys saw that we finally got a new car. That is really nice. Our car, you guys can go back on a few videos and see what happened. Our car freaking kicked the bucket again, and we just are sick of it. So we got a new car, and I really like it. I explain more. I give you a little car tour in the last video, and I explain a bit more about like how we get a new car every 6 months and why. Just my husband's job, that's the way it works. Just a very short and sweet answer, too long, didn't read. So that's been really nice. I really like it. I think it's going to suit us very well for our little adventures. It's like a compact SUV, but we're really loving it, and the more we drive it, the more I love it. So that's a fun new update. Last weekend, on Sunday, so the very beginning of this week, I suppose, depending on when you think the week starts and ends. That's always a debate. Cody and I always talk about that. We celebrated spring equinox. Now, the equinox was on Wednesday, and for those of you who don't know, we don't celebrate Easter, we celebrate spring equinox instead. And it was on Wednesday, but Wednesday is one of our like busiest days and days we spend the most time apart as a family. So today's Wednesday, and that's one of those days. So it just didn't make sense to celebrate on a Wednesday, and then we just decided to push it till a Sunday, because that is when Cody is off for the entire day and he can't possibly go into work, and usually we try and chill close to home on Sundays. So we did that, and it was lovely. We did little baskets up for the kids, and they had a little egg hunt inside. It was very foggy over the weekend, so they enjoyed their egg hunt indoors this year. But it went really well. We cooked together, and we hung out, and we cleaned up, and we just spent the day enjoying each other's company. The house was clean. Everybody was happy. It was a beautiful, beautiful day and a beautiful weekend. So that was really nice. It went exactly as I would have hoped it would have gone. Why? That felt like too many words, but anyway, it was good. Sorry, I have notes so that I don't stall too much, which is why I keep looking down. Oh, I shared my Instagram page for my business yesterday, and I'm really excited to kind of launch that. As you guys know, I've been talking about this here and there. I am not really opening up shop until later this year. It was never the plan to open up early. I've just started talking about it, and now I've started the Instagram page just to kind of show people behind the scenes and to give a little bit of insight into why and what goes into making these products. And I'm really passionate about putting the time and effort that is required to make the products that I am proud of. And I just want you guys to kind of see the process and understand that it takes weeks for oils to infuse and things like that. So, and I'm still in my testing phase right now, where I'm testing my recipes on other people to make sure it goes well with people's different skin types, different issues. I'm making sure that just because it works for me, I don't want to go send something out into the world that works for me, and I'm not sure if it's going to work for the 5 people next to me, you know what I mean? So anyway, if you want to go check that out, you can. I shared about it on my Instagram page. It's called Rainbow's Roots. There's only like 4 posts on there, so, or like 3 posts, something like that. But it will fill up as time progresses, and that is where you'll see the first launches of my batches going up. As I figure out, there's a lot of like business end stuff that's kind of boring to work out as well before I just start sending this stuff out. But I kind of wanted to just share it now because I think the process is really cool, and I think I will appreciate on my own that I shared the start, no matter which way this goes. So yeah, it's called Rainbow's Roots if you guys want to go check it out. So you guys were so sweet. Everybody is always so sweet. I get comments and messages and things like that from like on all across the platforms whenever I talk about struggling or whenever I share my heart with you guys, and I really appreciate that. It's so wonderful. My eyelashes just touch my glasses. I hate when that happens. But I feel so much better. I feel reset. Like I think I really needed to I kind of needed that little breakdown to realize that I wasn't taking care of myself properly and I wasn't putting up enough boundaries. Oh man, that's something you're always having to reevaluate, right? So I feel completely reset. I just feel like I pressed the reset button and Rainbow is back in action. But I also realized that I need to take a lot more introverted time, and so I've definitely done that over the past 2 weeks. Like this week, we've made no plans to really go anywhere during the weekdays except for our normal things. We're just kind of creating we're just creating strong family rhythms and daily rhythms, and the kids and I have been spending our week baking and planting, and we're gonna do more baking today, and walking the dogs and playing outside and doing crafts together and doing school and just doing all these little things that strengthen us and fill up my cup. And it's just been so needed. So I highly recommend, for anybody that is feeling overwhelmed or gets overwhelmed easily, pick some days or like some afternoons if you can and just be an introvert and do whatever you need to do. For me, that's like simple homemaking, kind of going back to my roots, if you will. So just like working in the dirt and baking and cooking from scratch and reading to my kids and playing with them and including them in all these things I'm doing, and working on little shop items and just doing these little things, even cleaning. I throw on a podcast and I just clean and I love it. So yeah, I highly recommend doing that if you're feeling overwhelmed because it resets me every single time. Just finding joy in the everyday things, because those everyday things make up a lot of your life, you know what I mean? But with that, we took spring break last week, just took a week off, and we've gotten back to school, but I'm going to probably sit down and do like a homeschool video with you, so I don't talk too much about it in a video where like I'm talking about other things. But we were really struggling with what was working towards, I would say about in February. We just realized that something in what we were doing for our homeschool just really wasn't working anymore. We were really uninspired by it. Kids weren't interested in it anymore, and we just really needed to change, but it was so close to the end of the year that it doesn't make sense to completely redo an entire school year system. So I was in this really weird limbo of like, do we just finish this thing we hate, or do we completely move on? Do we stop doing school and just wait till next year? Because as homeschoolers, you kind of have that option because your kids are normally ahead of the game anyway. So I just talked with some trusted homeschool families, and I talked with our facilitator, and she was like, take a break. So I did, and I feel much better. Things feel much better. We've just turned what we were doing into something that works even better, and just like prioritizing and condensing things and not worrying so much, just kind of letting school go more into our flow of the day rather than like having our brick of schooling. So it's worked very well, and so far so good, and I'm sure it's going to be a little different for the next couple of months before we just take our summer break. But we have our facilitator visit soon. She'll come over for tea and we'll chat more about that, and I'm sure I'll develop some further clarity from that. So anyway, that is going really well too. Okay, so the next part, I wanted to share with you guys my list of currentlies. If you don't know, I used to share this on Instagram through my journal. I do something called doodle journaling, which is like a mix between like bullet journaling, normal journaling, and like just art. And I call it doodle journaling. And so sometimes I'll share a page out of that. I think I'm going to share an old page I did because it's like for March and I love it. But I used to share these once a month. I used to do like a currently thing, and you'll see it's like just things that are happening that I'm currently loving or liking or listening to or whatever. So I thought I would share that with you now. So there are like 12 items, and then I just answer all these items. That's how it works. It's pretty simple. So the first thing is what I'm grateful for. And I'm grateful for my life in general right now. I'm just grateful for what I have and my family. We have a really beautiful life, and I'm grateful that I have the ability to follow my heart and follow my dreams and start this business and do what I want. And I am so grateful for the fact that if this business turns into something I don't want anymore, or if it's not that successful or something, then I can move on and pick something else. Like, I'm just grateful for the ability to have so much room to grow. So, very grateful for that. Currently wearing, even though my hair is down right now, I've been wearing scrunchies because when I was sad, I ordered like 20 scrunchies off Amazon, like a pack of like 20 scrunchies. They're great. I love them. So they've been a fun addition to my wardrobe. And sweaters. I'm like wearing workout clothes almost all the time so I can fit it in whenever I can, and I'm just like throwing sweaters over top. Case in point. It's also like kind of warm and kind of chilly right now. That weird spring weather. So yeah, scrunchies and sweaters. Currently eating. Okay, these are my favorite right now. I don't know why I had like a craving for them. They're my jam. They're these fig bars. I don't even have to say I'm not sponsored by them. Like, I am this tiny little channel on YouTube. They're called Nature's Bakery, and they're fig bars, and they come in a big, buy them at Costco because they're ridiculously overpriced everywhere else. But it's a 24 pack at Costco, and there's fig and blueberry and raspberry, and I love them. I like bringing them in my purse. I like taking them on adventures. Sometimes I'll have one for a bedtime snack with tea. They're a healthier version, and they like fill you up. They satisfy you. I really, really love them. And the other thing I've been eating and like craving is trail mix. So maybe it's just because it's warmer, and I've started snacking more and picking like healthier options to snack on, and just, I don't know, I think that maybe it's because I've been working out a lot, I started snacking again more. Perhaps, not sure. But those are what I've been eating. Along with everything else, obviously, that I would normally eat. Currently drinking tea. No, but yeah, tea, coffee, and water. I think I go through that all the time. I have 1 cup of coffee a day, maybe 2. I don't make my coffee super strong, so that's why I let myself have a second cup in the afternoon if I want to, but normally it's like tea, and then I try and drink at least 2 liters of water a day, so I pee a lot. Currently listening. Okay, you guys know I love podcasts and Spotify. I want to share a Spotify playlist with you, so I'll do that in the comment below like I normally do. I'll like pin a comment. But I've been listening to this playlist that's just called Don't Know Why - Norah Jones, and it's just a playlist that like kind of vibes on that song by Norah Jones, and it's got more Norah Jones songs in it, and obviously that song in it. I'm just loving it. It's like I play it during the afternoon while I putter around and while we do things, and it's like bright and it's uplifting and it's chill at the same time. Just digging it. And then at nighttime, sometimes I have a hard time falling asleep. Sometimes my anxiety starts to run as my brain winds down, and I feel like I can't, it's a weird thing, I feel like I can't control it. Like as I'm falling asleep, things will just like pop up while my brain is like running down. It's a weird thing to explain, but maybe you know if you also have anxiety. So what I've been doing to remedy that is listening to a playlist on Spotify called Ocean Escapes, and it's just water sounds, and I just like picture that I'm like in a cabin on the beach and that's what I can hear out my window or whatever, and it just puts me right to sleep and keeps me really soundly and deeply asleep through the night. So Cody's really enjoying it too because he can't sleep without noise. That's why we sleep with fans. If you notice, there's always fans by everybody's beds. It's from Cody. And then I'll just mention it again, but one of my favorite podcasts to listen to while I'm doing dishes or cleaning up is Young House Love. I've followed their blog back in their blogging days, and then they quit blogging and they started a podcast, and they're like interior designers, home renovators, but like super chill and down to earth, and our kids are the same age, and so I don't know, I just love them. I've followed them since Mackenzie was a baby and their daughter was a baby, so yeah. Currently reading, I am reading Outlander right now. There's a lot of books to work through, and I have a big lineup of books to read over the next few months, just waiting to be read. I'm very excited. I need to cut out some more time for reading. I'm not the best at that all the time, so sometimes I'll go through a book in 3 days, and sometimes I'll work on a book for 2 months. I don't know. There's no balance with me. Currently thinking. I am thinking of all of the planting I'm so excited to do. I am currently pot gardening and like container gardening. So that way when we move I can take said container garden with me and adapt it to whatever space we move into. And also I am thinking of all the summer adventures we're gonna get up to as a family. It's my favorite time of year to hike and camp and explore and just go on random little adventures, and it's my favorite thing. Currently wishing, honestly, to move. I'm really itching to move, but it's just not ready yet. But if I'm being honest, that's what I'm wishing. Currently enjoying would be slow and intentional days at home. Like I talked about earlier, just like really intentional, slow days. Being intentional with everything I do. That's what I'm really enjoying right now. I'm just like putting my whole self into my life. And that's a very rewarding feeling for me. Okay, child snack break interruption. Currently working on my fitness and getting back into health and into shape so that I feel like I can do things. I'm currently in a bit of a frustrated phase with myself, but I'm working through it. Currently working on my parenting. Always working on my parenting. And my business. Not in a particular order, but those are just the things I'm trucking away at right now. Currently loving my life and my family and spring. I am absolutely loving that it's spring. I'm loving the sun. It's just different. You wake up and there's sun on the walls and it's warm and it's glowy and you feel the heat of it on your face and things are blooming and you can go outside and not freeze your freaking butt off. I'm just loving it so much. Celebrating, same thing. Celebrating life and my family and spring. Celebrating spring. Being able to plant things. Being able to watch things grow. That is really something worth celebrating. And that concludes this sip and share video and the Currently series. Let me know if you guys like that and if you want to see it more often. And if you do, I will. And if you don't, then I won't. Maybe I'll just share it on Instagram if you guys don't particularly care for it. But anyhow, my dog's itching her head and it's really funny. I need to take her for a walk. A W-A-L-K. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you soon, and we'll see you next week for another sit-down video. But take care, have a lovely week and a great weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.